happens. Hello, it's Brendan from techbuzzireland. Today we have the Soundblaster G6 from Creative. High resolution digital analog converter, USB sound card with headphone, bi-mac, bi-amp, and lots of information here. And same information gives you a quick idea of what it actually connects to and where it connects to the different information it kind of going. And I suppose the first part of it is, what does it actually do? And I suppose it's to enhance your audio experience when you're gaming. You can enhance the audio playback, such as immersion control, dynamic range distortion, low frequency boost, dialogue boost, and automatic volume leveling. Adjust the master volume levels, just ringer, mixer settings, configure playback settings for your speakers or headset, customize. So all this is not going to be done directly on this. What you have to do is you have to download software to. On this, as you can see, it's got a few buttons, minimalistic on the sensor buttons, fairly sturdy, fairly strong. As it stands there, doesn't stand out too much. But when you actually plug it in, download the app to your PC. So what we've actually done today is we've set it up for your PC. Comes with fabric cable and USB. It's a shame it's not a USB-C cable. It's the old-fashioned cable there, but once it's connected, you shouldn't have to change it too much. So what we now do is standard USB, plug it directly into your laptop. So we'll just adjust this over here, gives you an idea. And that's plugged into your laptop there at the moment. What we also do is we convert it into, put it onto your connected onto your laptop, and it's connected. So once it's connected there at the moment, you can see the light coming on and the different settings. So we'll just give a quick idea there at the moment. Is what you would then do is you get your standard microphone, plug it in to your connection, and you don't have to worry too much because it's very simple. There you can actually see where it plugs in. You can plug a separate microphone directly into the part here. This is a twist button, volume button, gives you a lot of options. And here's other settings. Within here, you've got other settings which you can switch to the earphones and back over. Probably more importantly for here at this stage now is getting onto the software itself. This gives a good idea of what we're actually doing in the software. The one thing you'll notice is the X, the color of the X there at the moment. And we're going to just zoom in on the software a little bit more. And we'll get a bit of an idea. Bear in mind, we can still see it. So as far as the gaming experience is concerned, the first thing we're doing is we get onto a dashboard. And that's where it starts. If you want to cheat, you can go straight down to a preset game that you're using. And we'll X out of that, so you can go straight down to a setting that you're already using. And for example, I could pick Stadium. Within Stadium, you'll see all these preset settings, so I don't have to do anything. Obviously, I can change these, or I can adjust them to whatever settings I want, and there is an option to do it. But I'm going to go to default in these. If, for example, I go for a different one, for music, same situation, different options. As far as sound is concerned, this is where you can go into each individual and adjust them. Equalizer, adjusting it, scout mode. There's different types of modes you can actually use. Dolby and filters. So these are just your basic settings. This is probably my favorite. You're going into it there at the moment. You have the microphone. You can have different settings. Clarity. This is where I enjoy the best part. So what I can do within here is I can set my character. What do I want to do when I'm setting it? Now, to give a bit of a demo on that, I'm just going to plug a microphone directly into it and we'll see what actually happens. What I've now done is I've just got the microphone plugged in directly into here and a set of earphones. I'm going to put the earphones quite close to here and just go through the different settings. So if you can listen to the earphones, the audio on the earphones, you'll actually see the different settings on the volume. The echo, so you'll have a female voice, you can move over to an elf, and we can move to a dwarf. Each of these have a different funny setting there at the moment, so different types of areas you can actually preset it to be a brute or example. So once you're trying to you configure this, and what you're really doing at this stage is you're configuring it with your voice there. So we'll go back out of here I will go back. So within the settings, we've all those light settings. And that's actually spent hours playing with that actually, because when you go into a game, you end up with something different. Probably very nice as well is actually the gaming situation here for the lighting. Now, as you can see, I'm feeling a bit blue at the moment. I can actually change this to feeling a bit green. So what will actually happen is when I actually save this, it'll go to green. So it kind of go. So the thing that's quite interesting is, if for example, I want to speed up the color of it, changing it, I can adjust the color of it, forward, slow it down, speed it up, etc. Personally, on a personal level, it gets a bit annoying when it's actually at this rate, it's kind of going. What I also like as well is on your profile, you can actually turn the light off. So if you're in a room and you want just no distraction, it can be turned off. It's nice to have it on in the background, and as you said, for a bit of variety, the different colors you can go and you can change them. And we'll just okay to that, and once it's set, you have it set up here at the moment. Going down to the setup again, you can actually test it. So when you're configuring it initially, you're going into the setting and you can test it. So when you get testing,
left, front, right, front, center, rear, left, rear, right, side, left,
so
side.
You can actually test it. What I also like as well is, so these are just the settings. So what you do is you configure the settings itself directly for this. Once it's configured, then you actually think. What I also like within the settings is, as often when I break something, the device, there's a master reset. You can do a factory reset. So that's actually positive for me, because once you're setting it up, you can break it, you can do what you like, but you can put it back to original factory settings. So that's always a bonus. Now, once I have it configured, I save it. Once I have it saved, by plugging out the lead, I have it saved. I then plug it into my PlayStation in this situation. Bear in mind, the laptop does not need to be a powerful laptop. All the laptop is doing is running this particular program, Soundblaster Connect software itself. Everything else, as I said, for if you don't want to get involved too much, just pick a specific game that you like, use their defaults. They've already practiced it, but it's great fun. There's spent hours and hours in here just changing settings, having the fun, and you can actually see all the different settings that people have done. And there's loads of different options available that I actually can do. So now what I'm going to do is plug it into the PlayStation, which is just a matter of plugging it out, plugging it directly into the lead, directly into it there. Now I've plugged it directly into the PlayStation. You would not normally have this plugged into the microphone plugged in. You'd have it plugged directly into your headset, but I've done this deliberately just to get an idea of the device. So 1 2 3 4, 1 2 3 4. So what you're actually seeing here is the different morph settings I've actually set. I could have configured it so whoever I'm playing a game with at the other end will hear this particular voice, and they may or may not know who's actually at the other end, which is very good. But if I'm playing for an hour or 2 hours and I get fed up with this particular game, I don't have a setting I can just chop and change with it, which can be slightly annoying. It does work, but that part can be annoying. What I didn't go through earlier on was these particular mode settings here on the side. So one is obviously the volume control, which will give me the volumes up and down, which is actually nice and feeling solid. I can actually change the settings here by pressing it on the different set. So we can actually see I can connect it directly to the earphones themselves, or I can connect the settings. So I've got single mode, scout mode, which is for gameplay. You can hear your target, etc. there at the moment. You can swap it over, and you can also change the different settings there. If you want to adjust the frequency there, you can adjust the frequencies, and these can be done in the background itself. All these are very good. A slight concern of mine, and I suppose there's only one, is once you start playing it, you kind of preset into this mode. You've got to change it. As I said, when you're holding that down, this setting there, it'll change over to the scout mode, goes into direct mode, and direct mode is not something that I've completely used in the background myself. I have a couple of niggles. When I have it configured, set up, an example, I have a morph mode and I have a different setting set, I found that if I want to change it, I had to plug it back into the PC. This does not have Bluetooth. Some of the other ones we actually did through your phone, you could change the settings. So this is like you plug it into your laptop, you set it, you play a game. Tomorrow you want to change it, you do the same thing again. There's no easy way of chopping it. Yes, it is easy. You plug it into your laptop, so you need to have your laptop at standby at all times. As far as quality of this audio is, not only do you get good audio because you can enhance it to specific games, that's quite good. So you can really tailor it to your specific requirements. A lot of them are preset for preset games. To me, that's good, but I really like the idea of the fun element of adjusting it to your settings, and you spend hours and hours within that software, but then you've got to plug it out, plug it in here, and you're left with it without the option of going backwards and forwards. That's a slight niggle there at the moment for me personally. Quality build, absolutely no issues whatsoever. And I said the software, even I had a few difficulties, challenges, sometimes getting it set up correctly, didn't actually work straight away. I had to plug it out 2 or 3 times. This is not something that you're going to take out of the box, plug it in, it's going to work 100% straight away. If you do that, you're probably not playing with it. So to play with it, having it a good go. Quality wise, it's enhanced by all the different features. You can configure it to what you like. So I suppose that's a quick overview of the game thing there. This is not for your one-off game, if you know what I mean. So to me, this is for somebody who's seriously into gaming. Yes, it does work there, but if you just want to throw on one particular game there at the moment, have it reconfigured, and I suspect after a month or two, what you'd end up doing is most of the software features in here, you might get bored of them. But in the beginning, the options are excellent. The color changes, I love the color changes in the morph. You can have it there in the different mood, especially the reset button, which you can do it, and also you can turn the light off, because sometimes when you're kind of using it, you don't want the lights in your face there at the moment. Having to use the fiber optic cable there at the moment, it does come with it. Shame it didn't come with a USB-C cable, but that's just, I won't be unplugging it very often on there. It does work, it is good for them. It's got a lot more spec there at the moment. Thank you very much.